So when there's some kind of emergency, natural disaster, I can tell you stories when intelligence officers overseas have had to use gold to get themselves out of some very dangerous situations. So some people may say, hey, I'm not taking your worthless paper dollars, but the shiny metals, gold and silver, that's a universal language. And so I absolutely believe in having it because maybe you need something from your neighbor and they want a gold coin to give you some food or give you some water. You just never know what's gonna happen, which is why I always have gold and silver at home in addition to stored somewhere else in the United States. Anywhere in the world, gold and silver talks.
During financial situations, during economic collapses, gold and silver is something that you must have domestically and also internationally. But I know domestically, during seasons of financial emergencies or economic collapses, especially days like after 9/11, where you need to have physical gold and silver because the banks were closed, stock markets were closed, other financial institutions were all closed. So having gold and silver really was the most important thing during those times.
The dollar, right, is backed by the full faith and credit in the United States government. If there is any sort of economic collapse or government collapse, full faith and credit in what? You know, there is no full faith, there's no credit, there's nothing. But physical precious metals, a tangible investment that has had value for all time, will be important during those times. Man has tried and failed to make as good of a form of currency or money as precious metals, right? Every other major civilization has had their dollar or their currency, and they've come and gone, and precious metals have been here since the beginning of time, and they'll be here. They were here before the dollar, they'll be here after the dollar.
I just love how it's a universal language. Like if I'm overseas and I have to use gold to get out of a jam, like they understand that. It doesn't matter if I don't speak their language. They know, okay, this is gold or this is silver, you know, where they may not take my dollar or whatever currency. They're saying, this is a worthless piece of paper. Well, they understand how valuable that hunk of metal is.
A lot of people don't know, but you can fit $1 million worth of gold in a shoebox. People have this idea that when they invest in precious metals, they need this like vast amount of space and oh, what do I do with it? Is it heavy? No. $1 million of gold fits in a shoebox. Yeah. It's easy to transact. It's easy. I fly with precious metals all the time. I know you certainly do. And it's pretty discreet.
So how much gold should someone have to be adequately prepared for emergencies? It all depends on your lifestyle, meaning how many kids do you have? How big is your family? So I have 7 kids, so there's 9 people total in my family, which means our monthly nut is higher than a single guy. So I have a good amount of gold because I want several months worth of gold of living expenses. If you're, again, a single woman, you're not gonna need as much as I'm gonna need. So it's case by case basis, but I always tell people add a heck of a lot more than you think you need. So in anything in life, you think you're gonna need X amount of dollars, you don't know how long term that crisis is gonna be, so I'll always add much more than you might think is necessary.